Whoops. So I was thinking, it's about 1:40, about 2 o'clock in the morning. I just recently got this stick of RAM. I don't know if it works. I'm not really willing to write this off yet. I don't know if it's the motherboard or what. So I put a wireless card in there that I don't particularly care about. And I'm going to test it. I'm just finding all the screws for it now. Put the RAM in, and we're going to do a smoke test. Oh, would you look at that, another glossy display. Let's see what happens. I don't know if the battery is going to work or if this is going to just blow up in my face. Let's find out. Power's on. And look at that. Oop, crap. Looks like she works. It's working. 532H. We have 2 gigs of RAM. It's a 2 gig stick. Date and time is held. Video memory. I wonder if I can change that. No hard drive installed, of course. So let's see if, it seems like it's working. Might have to get a hard drive for it now that it's, actually doing something. Not sure if I'll get a hard drive for it or not. But, you know what? I think I have something that I can throw here. Well, as it turns out, I don't have an available hard drive. And, I'm not really willing to spend any money on this machine. Just in case it decides it's going to blow another one. But I do have a bootable Linux USB stick, so we're going to try this out. See what happens. Should be able to boot from USB. Yep, there it goes. I think this has Fedora on it, which my camera does not like at all. It's booting. I heard a speaker pop. No, there we go, okay. It's trying to start. Will she start? Yep, she will. Cool. Trackpad is not working. Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's try mouse then. This works. Wants a password. There we go. It's my old password. So that has to be changed. Sound works though. Just awesome. Oh yeah, that little dot right there, that's my camera. Reflecting in the display. Come on, desktop. There we go. I have wireless, I have everything. Everything is working. Date and time is functional. Sweet. This is going to make a decent little Linux box, since I'm not really willing to buy a hard drive for it. I think you could put Windows 8 on a flash drive now, but yeah, I'm not too enamored on doing that. It does have an SD card slot on it. And I have a purpose for it. Are you kidding me? Battery still holds decent charge, too. It's been off for, like, what? Almost an entire semester. Holy crap, 538 updates. Install. Or not. Yeah, you could just crash too. It's always very handy. Let's see, let's wait for this. It's taking forever. I don't have all night. I have to be up tomorrow. It's already like 2 o'clock in the morning. Load, please. Oh, I enabled. Cool. Install updates, removing packages, getting information. Oh, so I do have all that advanced stuff turned on. Whee! What fun. I say it's a pretty good test, though. Now, this is the other thing that has to work. Listen to that file transfer. What I'm going to be doing is taking this drive, which I think is a 7200 RPM hard drive. If I remember, that's what that is. And I'm going to be taking that and throwing it into this machine because I'm not going to throw any money at it. First of all, I'm going to clean this because this is a mess. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about what else I discovered about this system. I found out why the voltage regulator, or what I thought was the voltage regulator, was blowing stuff up. There is corrosion on contacts. I cleaned that off with some deoxit, but should have seen it before I cleaned it. Wish I took some pictures. But there was, where the Wi-Fi card is, there was corrosion. Come on, what the hell? Oh, it would help if I turned the damn thing on, wouldn't it? Now that's better. But there was corrosion on the inside that was creating a bridge that was actually conductive. I tested it. It is conductive, or was conductive, and that's the reason why it blew up one of my cards, because it was going from the V+, and it was attaching itself to the V ground. And so it was sending voltage into the ground circuitry, which is not cool. But the really funny thing is it wasn't making good contact, so it wasn't killing it instantly. Which is one of the reasons why I still have a card in there to begin with, and it didn't destroy it. So now that that's dealt with, I'm kind of happy that it didn't eat one of my cards when I was testing the damn thing. And I also found out that there was corrosion on the inside of the hard drive circuitry. And that was causing the same thing. So that's what blew up my hard drive. But that's cleaned up now. So that's all good. It will not eat any more of my hard drives. Don't use Windex on LCD displays. That is a very bad idea. If you're going to use anything, use a magic eraser. Or damp cloth. That also works quite well. So that's cleaned. It looks all nice and shiny again. That'll dirty itself up in about 10 seconds. But for now, I've been running it off of this USB stick, and it's been running quite well. I do have to wait for about an hour for this file transfer to finish, because it's taking forever. Yeah, it's like 5 megs a second. So it is definitely going to take quite a while. If I remember, this drive is SATA 300 capable, and yet the enclosure can't take advantage of that because it's an old enclosure from a while ago. Well, it says SATA 150, or the program just locks up. That's also highly possible. So I've resorted to transferring files one by one now because it's taking too long, and considering I was getting 11 megs a second earlier, this is kind of pathetic. I don't know why it's doing that. My only guess is that it's my USB hub that's causing the issue, because I did notice that I was getting a quarter of a speed drop when I plugged in a drive in here as opposed to plugging it directly into a USB port on a computer. I get about 20 megs a second direct from that on that compact, and also on that T61 over there. So I have a hard time believing that this thing cannot communicate at such high speeds. So it's probably these hubs, which are cheap, admittedly. I don't need a big hub, and I don't use all the ports, even though I have 7 ports available for 7 ports here. Excuse me. 7 ports plus another 7 right here, so I have a total of 14 USB ports going through 3 of them. So that's probably one of my bottlenecks right there, because this is only a USB 2.0 capable interface, and those are USB 2.0 capable hubs. They're not USB 3. So they aren't going to communicate at blazingly fast speeds, but something like this is completely just almost unacceptable, because I was getting 11 megs a second earlier. So I don't know why it's going so slow now. And my image is burned. Yep, there we go, transfer speed. Check that out. 13.2 megs a second. Oh yeah, now I remember one of the reasons why I didn't do this to begin with. So as you just saw, I created an image file from my actual disk. And my disk was verified with, and apparently the image is working. But is it working? Let's see. Oops. Error message. The selected file is not a valid ISO file. Please select a valid ISO file and try again. Gee, the image is correct with the disk, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's try method number 2. This is an ISO file that is being downloaded. This is the official image. It's on the PC World site, so if you think I'm pirating it, take it up with PC World and not me. Because this is a public article with public links which point to Digital River. So take that. Download took about an hour. I started this about an hour ago. And because they're running on pretty crappy servers, so download speeds are pretty slow even on such a high-speed connection as the one that I have, which is not really high speed, but it's still pretty up there. So that should be done, and we'll see if it works. Alright, let's try this one. There we go. USB device. And found my disk. Hopefully that's the right one. I'm going to check to make sure. Yes, F drive. Alright, F. Begin. Erase. I don't care. Yes. So let's see how long this takes. Probably forever. Let's make sure it's writing to the right disk first. And it is. I can see the green light flashing. That, by the way, is a failing drive, so I don't know how well this is going to work, or if it's even going to work at all. Bootable USB completed successfully. Let's find out about that, shall we? See if it shows up in here. Removable disk. Please don't start. Okay. It should be working. I'm going to take it. I'm going to So now I'm going to eject the, that other drive. It's probably going to complain that it can't remove it, which is just stupid. Or it won't show me a list, that's also possible. Very possible. Clicked on the icon, why didn't it show me a list, please? Hey. Hey. Holy crap, what the hell? There we go. Eject portable, yes. Yep, there we go. Can now be safely removed from the computer. Hopefully I remove the right, I'm just going to pull it from here. And we're going to pull this drive out. There, and take a look at it. What the hell? Holy crap, that's a 5400 RPM hard drive. So that's one of the reasons why it's probably so slow. So let's just put the drive in the system, make sure it's detected by the BIOS, and we'll see what happens. I did clean it out with deoxit, so I shouldn't have any problem with drives blowing up because of voltage issues. But if it does, I didn't spend really any money on the system. And this is an old Seagate drive that I don't care about anyway. So I have two drives that are coming in from RMA, both of which are 320 gig. And really, if it blows up, in fact, I can replace the drive that I'd put in here, and it's no cost to me. So I don't care. I wouldn't be really throwing any money at this system. And, well, there's that. So you want to make sure you place your system on a cloth before you do this, because it is glossy and you will break it if you aren't careful. You'll break the finish. What the hell? Okay, I don't know why it's doing this. Probably because I'm tightening it the wrong way. Turning the damn screwdriver the wrong way. I'm used to using a screwdriver with my other hand, so. Make sure that we don't lose those. And this should just pull up. Simply. Like that. And to reveal the drive caddy, which is the drive caddy for the system. So let's screw the drive in place, and I'll have to go get some screws in order to do that. So here's the drive and its caddy. As luck would have it, I only have 2 screws, or at least I only found the 2 screws in my bag. I know I have more than that, but I don't think they're here at the moment. And to be honest with you, I could care less, so we'll put the drive. Hello, viewers. So if the drive is installed now, it's time for a power-up test. Hopefully everything is hooked up right. I don't have the power hooked up or the USB mouse, but since we're just testing it, it shouldn't matter. Heard the drive spin up. SATA is an HCI. I might have to change that. NetBoot is all enabled. Blah, blah, blah. Boots. There's the drive. ST932325AS. So it finds the drive. We're okay. Didn't really make any changes. It's just going to try and boot up off of the Pixie ROM. No bootable device. Insert boot disk and press any key. Checking out these systems on eBay, and they actually hold their value a lot more than I thought. Even the cheapest one is $143. That being said, I'm pretty sure these are all in much better condition than the one that I have. I could probably buff out the scratches if I really wanted to. So it does apparently have all its original features. Cool. It's not my model. This is actually what is this? No, it's definitely not my model. They are different. Why don't you tell me what it exactly it is? Oh well, who cares? Another 532H. They are still worth quite a bit of money. I didn't think they'd be worth this much after this many years. Holy crap. $200. That being said, nobody's really buying them. Which is kind of sad. Rescue DVDs for $9. Really, you're charging $10. That is ridiculous. You're charging 10 freaking bucks for a recovery disc. Holy crap. That's expensive. Wonder why nobody's buying it. Again, this stick isn't one of the greatest in the world. So we'll see how well install works. Or not. Oh, it's booting off of the disc. Okay. Might be working. Whoa, holy crap, that is fast. Faster than a disc, that's for sure. At least it seems to be working. I'm really not sure how well this is going to work. Hopefully it works. I'm going to have to download all the drivers and get all that installed. Might even update the BIOS on this thing. So I can get that done. I can have some more compatibility. And some security updates. It's taking forever to load setup. Windows 7. Accept the license terms. Custom installation. Here we have all the drive options. Delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. And delete. Because I take everything off of it. And we'll just install to the free space. Which is about 300 gigs worth of storage. Now it should just copy the files over and it should be working fine. Hoping this install works. Alright. Should ask me to restart in a second. I'm going to go into BIOS also and make sure that my boot order isn't completely screwed up. Yep, just as I thought. Move the hard drive up and save that. Because that's the way I wanted it. I wanted it to boot off of the hard drive before it boots off of the USB. Should be booting off of the, Yeah, it doesn't have that little boot screen because it's a netbook, so... It does boot up quite quickly for what it is. Load, god damn it. There we go. Actually takes quite a bit of time to do a Windows install, and it's like, what, 1 o'clock in the morning almost already? Jeez. The thing that took the longest is trying to get the stupid stick burned, because that took, like, just way too long. My camera really does not like this display. It's just the blues that it has the issue with. I have a feeling that all of the drivers for the system are not going to be there, and I'm going to have to find them. The only thing really now that I have to do is get my little External drive replaced, but that's easy enough. There we go, there's everything that we need. Next, password. How about we don't type in a password because I don't care. Product key, let's enter the product key. Alright, okay, it seems to have accepted my key, took forever. Still important updates only. It is not 6 a.m., first of all, and you have my time zone incorrect, as always. I think I'm one of the only people who can't take that. Whoops. Well, that's about 12:59. So now we are going ahead with this. Didn't ask me to join a home group. Yeah, display resolution is all off. And this is not fast. I have a very high and strong feeling that nothing is working. Where is the number lock key? There. Let's test it. Yep, number lock is working. Awesome. Even though there's no number pad on this machine, so I don't see why number lock is even useful. Unless you're using an external keyboard, which I'm not using. Oh, sound works. Awesome. It is off on the time. So, let's customize Windows here. Get everything working. Troubleshoot problems with transparency and other arrow effects. That is funny. Let's take a look at the device manager first of all. Because I want to see how many unknown devices we really have. Registered, we have no Wi-Fi first of all. What am I going to need to find drivers for? Network controller and the video controller. Apparently that's it. I'm going to download all the drivers from Acer's website and we're going to see. And we're going to let that happen. Let me hook up a network connection to this thing. Yeah, shared network connection. Ain't that just wonderful? Oh wow, wonderful misspelling there. LAN driver, modem driver. This thing has a modem, doesn't it? I don't think this thing has a modem, unless it's in the back. And it's not. So, I'll download it anyway. Don't you just love it when you're looking at a display that's all stretched and wide for a while and you get used to it, and then you look at something like this, and everything looks squished? Gotta love stretched displays. Alright, we are installing the last driver. And it's taking forever, but... excuse me, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Finish. And we're gonna have to reboot. So let's do that. Wi-Fi is on. Updates, yay! Even more wasting of my time. Not a screamer. No, this is not fast at all. But it works. More than the focus on my camera does, that's for damn sure. What is going on? I don't have any sound. Or do I? No, I think I do. At least it's not stretched anymore like it was before. Come on, this is taking forever. Oh, check that out, Arrow is working. Restart now, apparently. Amazes me that this thing can actually even do Arrow. In fact, that's almost a joke. The thing can do Arrow, and yet it's like the lowest end possible GPU running like an Intel Atom processor. Like, geez. Yeah. Running Arrow, that's just hilarious. Of course, it takes forever to boot, though, which doesn't really help its purpose. I could disable Arrow. Am I going to? No. I'm just going to let it run because I don't care for performance. That is not what I'm going for. Found my home group. Sweet. Password. You have joined the home group. Awesome. Now I want to configure my theme the rest of the way. Which is to say Windows 7 Basic. That's not what I'm running. Purple. Since I like that color. And I can choose to have my thing purple, and you can't do a damn thing about it. It's a lot more purple than my other machine. That's for sure. Probably because I turned the hue up. Product keys being verified. Taking forever. Then again, it's Windows, what did you expect? My camera really does not like this display. Then again, my Samsung didn't like it either, so I guess it's a camera-wide problem. Activate, doggone it. Right, I think it worked. We'll find out that it didn't in a second. No, don't stop. Keep going. Oh, I have caps lock on. Oops. Why did I know this was going to take forever? It, like, just stopped. Oops. Oh, how about the updates? It's still activating and taking forever in the process. Update for Windows 7. Unchecked. Check them all. IE9, all that crap. Let's install everything under here. Find the thing, like the Bing desktop. Get that out of here. Everything else I'm pretty sure we can just leave here. There's some GMA stuff. I'm just going to use security essentials. I don't care. The other thing I'm going to do is share that Compact's CD-ROM drive over the network. And because both of those drives are kind of in tight spaces, I'm just going to use the Compacts to put licenses on here. Let's see what the status of activation is. Still sitting there and still frozen in the same place. What fun. Alright, cool. Successful activation. Now it's just these Windows updates that I have to worry about. Then the system will be ready for use once again. Which will be awesome because... yeah, that'll be great. First of all, I'm going to turn off some of these stupid messages, which are really annoying. Like that Windows backup thing, I'm never going to set that up, so shut up. At least I won't set it up right now. I might set it up at some point in the near future, but that near future is not right now. Because I don't have nearly enough, hard drive space for all this crap. I have to wait for my RMA drives to come back, and I can get a drive for this. And I can replace that 160 gig in there and have more space for that. So I'll be happy once that comes in. And then that 160 can just go in here. I'm going to get rid of the CD-ROM drive because I don't ever use it. And if I really want to use a CDRW, there's a drive right there in that system that I can share over the network. Or hell, I'll have that one over the network. I can use that. I don't use it to burn anything. I use my PowerBook. But everything works. All the 3D stuff and all the Aero works. And that's all I care about at this point. So I'm probably going to have to let this sit and run overnight and do updates because it's taking forever. Just to download them is insane. And of course, it's not even communicating over the network, which is wonderful. Alright, so all of the updates are installed now. But what I want to do is a power-up test. That way I can check to see. I want to know how long it takes to start up from a cold boot. So let's find out. And I also want to tell you guys a little bit about something. Why there are so many video glitches on this camera at the moment. It's because I'm using a bad card. I'm using my SanDisk SD card, which not only is it a Class 4 card, but it's also failing. Normally I use this, which is a Class 8 card, and it's practically brand new. It is also getting kind of old, as you can tell. It takes quite a bit of time here. It takes over a minute. To get to a usable desktop, it definitely takes about a minute and a half. So again, it's not fast. And even at that, this desktop is still not usable because it's still loading crap. So now all I have to do is share my compact drive over the network and get that going, and then I can get Vegas loaded on here. Yeah, that's right. I'm planning on partially using this for video editing. Yet another machine that can do video editing, so I can have 4 threads going at once, or 3, without having a performance hit on looking at stuff, uploading other stuff, and watching videos, and doing all sorts of other networking and other things on this system without having a performance hit because it's doing a rendering task in the background. And also in the process, I'm going to update the BIOS because that's something that I feel should be done. And we're going to take a look at this and update the BIOS, as well as some of these other programs too. So I'm going to have to install all of these other programs and get those going. I seem to not be having great luck with webcams lately. But let's run the installer and see what happens. If the damn thing will even open. Oh, there we go. Oops! Unrecognized camera. Well, I'm pretty sure that that is a chickeny webcam, so I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Whoops, guess I must have to try another installer then. Let's try installer number 2. This one is for a light-on camera. English United States. Oh, what a surprise. It doesn't work. Looks like I will be having an interesting battle with my own hardware. How about installer number 3 for a Suyin camera? Oh, it looks like it's actually going to work. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it actually worked. Crystal Eye webcam. Oh, look, it actually works. Hey, everybody. So that was an interesting battle. Apparently the Suyin equipment works, even though it's a chickeny webcam. Or at least as far as I remember, it's a chickeny webcam. So I can delete all that crap, and I'm going to go and update the BIOS as well. Get that done. Are you sure you want to flash BIOS? We're plugged in. Yes. Fan ramps up to max. We'll see if this does anything. I want to get this new utility because it apparently updates some, adds some new features and some new compatibility stuff. Just have to hope that it doesn't crash while it's doing this. Oh, it restarted the computer. Did it work? I think it did, because it reset all my settings. Yep, Intel V2001 VGA BIOS from the V1818 that it was before. Everything else seems to be working fine. Date and time is set correctly. AHCI enabled. F12 boot menu, I want that enabled. Save the changes. So it worked apparently. No problems so far anyway. Probably not going to do anything for the startup time. But now that that's done, let's put our programs, and I'm going to hook this thing up to all the network drives after I configure them to allow for the extra connection that they're going to be getting. So while I sit here and only have 2 minutes available for recording time, I'm going to see if I can access any of my network drives. We're going to start with the CQA900. Storage. Okay, so we can connect to all that stuff. It is definitely allowing me to do that. And for the Y drive, we're going to make it the DVD. Device is not ready. Yeah, because there's no disk in there. Let's go ahead with the T500 here. Yeah, because neither of those exist anymore. There are going to be lots of network drives on this system. So there's all the networking stuff done. And we're about done in terms of time here. It should complain to me that the device is not ready. So there you have that. We're just going to ride this out until the time ends. It is on my bedroom network, and all that is working. As you saw, the webcam is now working, which amazingly is working with what's-its-face software. There you can see me. Hi. The sad thing is you can't take videos with this stupid program, and I don't know why. You can take all kinds of photographs, but you can't actually take a video, which kind of defeats the purpose. What's all this about? Oh, no, actions needed. I wonder if there is a, and we can remove all this crap, all 509 megabytes of that crap. And overall, nice system. It's now running Windows 7 Professional, which is not something that it should be doing. So we're going to shut it down. And I hope you enjoyed this little video series. Little is not a very good idea for it. This is probably going to be very long. But thank you for watching. If you have your comments, feel free to leave them down below. And I hope to see you next time. Till then. Whoops, almost forgot to rate the system. Let's go ahead and do that. Rate this computer. It's probably going to be really terrible. Like, just gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's going to be really terrible. But we'll find out, I guess. Okay, it's kind of crappy on the processor end of things, but then again, we're running on an Atom processor, not anything that's high-end. So the 2.3 is kind of, well, it's acceptable, I guess. Graphics, the RAM and the hard drive are really the big highs on this thing, because it's like that memory is pretty damn high, that's for sure. I'm still running, I had to download some of my other programs that I'd forgotten about, so that's happening now. But I figure that this is pretty much it. I don't need to do anything else. So, there you go.